Keep yourself in the loop of everything football. Listen to Alex and Jeremiah on the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Hello there, I'm Jeremiah.
I am Alex, always and forever here.
Dedicated to college and NFL football. The latest football news on and off the field. NFL draft trade rumors. We've got you covered from the NFL, Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, ACC, and everything else in between. Listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Thank you for tuning into the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast, where we discuss the latest news, rumors, and games of the NFL and college football. From the latest science dishes, breakout stars, and all the news in between, as always, I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Alex. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Hey.
What's up?
How did your night go?
It went pretty good, man. You want to know why? You want to know why?
See, if I was you, I'd say, ooh, it was okay.
Huh?
If I was you, I'd say, well, it was okay. Like, my night was good.
I know yours was.
Like, if I was you, I'd be like, it was okay.
No. It was better than okay. Because I'm going to tell you what, it turned out better than I expected it to be.
Fair.
Okay, because remember.
I did have them losing.
You did.
Niners.
And then I told you why I had them winning.
The defense.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't think they were going to win like that. There is no way I thought the Niners were going to pull off the only shutout in week 1.
I don't think anybody saw that Rams offense coming. Okay?
No, I really thought that Todd Gurley was going to have a great game.
Yeah, he plays well against the Niners. At least he
does.
did last year.
He only got held to like 47 yards on 17
Well,
carries.
I'll tell you exactly how many yards he got held to when we cover the game, which
Okay,
we'll do.
we will.
We're going to go Steelers, Redskins first. We're going to go Rams, Niners, obviously break in between. And then after our last break, we're going to cover some player news, some unfortunate injuries for teams.
Out of Cleveland and San Diego.
Yep.
Yeah, fortunately.
It's for guys that just have never been able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
But we're going to start in the nation's capital. And the Washington Redskins hosting the visiting Steelers. This game was kind of boring if you were not a fan after the end of the first. It was 6-0 Washington. After that, the floodgates opened.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. Ben Roethlisberger threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns on 27 of 37 passing. Sorry, I accidentally scrolled down. He only had one pick. It was kind of a weird pick, but he had one pick. D'Angelo Williams, Mr. No Age, ran 26 times for 143 yards, adding 2 scores on the ground. Antonio Brown, 8 for 126 and 2. Played pretty well, if you ask me.
Wow. Antonio Brown, he is probably the best football player in the NFL.
I can't.
Like, you can't defend him, man.
I can't deny you.
You can't defend him. Like, how do you defend him, man? You just can't.
Well, I'll tell you what, they should have, I should say, had Norman follow him around, but that's not what he does, I guess.
I don't know why they didn't do that. Why did you sign Josh Norman here? Yeah.
Now, see, the tricky thing, too, is imagine if you were playing the Steelers. They thought the Redskins team was playing him last year. Breland was their number 1 receiver, and no offense to the kid, he played very well last night as a player. He's a very good player. Antonio tore him up last night.
Yeah, he did.
Most of the time, on those big catches, he was covering him.
My favorite Antonio Brown moment of last night is when he scored. He got the touchdown. He did that little twerk with the 3 pumps. No more than 3 because it's a penalty.
No more than 2.
No more than 2. That's right. No more than 2. Yeah, that's right. No more than 2.
You know what they say? No, it's just like the Key and Peele skit.
Oh, yeah, the Hingo May Kringleberry.
Yeah, Hingo May Kringleberry.
Yeah, I like that.
Now on the flip-flop, the Washington Redskins, like I said, they were leading 6-0 at the end of the first. They didn't score again until a field goal in the third and then a touchdown in the fourth. Cousins didn't look very accurate. He did, stat-wise, and eventually looked decent, 329 yards passing on 30 completions. But he had 2 picks, one to Ryan Shazier and one to another man who just seems like he doesn't age, James Harrison, picking it off of the end zone, a la Super Bowl 43. He didn't run it back or anything like that. He thought about it for a second, but he fell down instead. Matt Jones only had 7 carries, 24 yards. Chris Thompson added a touchdown of, I think it was like 2 yards, but only had 23 yards rushing. Deshaun Jackson was the leading receiver with 102 yards, but after there it drops to 64 yards for Jordan Reed. Then Jamison Crowder drops to 58, 51 for Pierre Garçon, and then 20, 16, 9, And he got his first catch, in the NFL late in the game, but Josh Doctson had 1 for 9 as well. The defense just wasn't stopping the Steelers very often. The Steelers were very, very efficient on third down, especially on fourth down. There was 2 fourth downs. I'm like, oh, man, wide open. Oh, wait, why are you throwing it all the way down the field? Okay, cool, touchdown. You know what I mean? They were 9 for 14 as opposed to the Redskins 3 for 10. They were 2 for 2 on fourth. Unfortunately, the Redskins, for their lack of trying, were 0-2 on fourth down. A decent difference in total yards, 435 to 384. Pretty good win, I would say, for the Steelers. A win that seems lacking, I suppose, for the Redskins. I mean, a loss that seems lacking something. I would say definitely the defense. You put a lot of money in this offseason. Yeah,
it was disappointing.
I mean, again, this is, arguably, when healthy, even without all their pieces, is still one of the best offenses in the league. They had to take advantage of the fact that they were missing 3 of their biggest pieces, last night. Not even to mention Martavis Bryant. I mean, obviously they were never going to play him after that came out, but you know what I mean. You got to take advantage of that kind of stuff, just like the Cardinals had to take advantage of the fact that you're Brady-less and Gronk-less and Ninkovich-less and all that stuff.
Couldn't do it.
Exactly. So you got to win the games that you have to win if you're gonna ever really produce. And what did you think of this game? I mean, this, in my eyes, we'll talk about it, was definitely the more entertaining game of the.
Well, for you, yeah,
night. Dude. I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay, we'll get into it.
No, okay, but it was a game that I was interested in until the Pittsburgh Steelers ran away with it, and the Redskins' defense so disappointing. I thought they were going to pull out a different fight than this. They just couldn't. They just couldn't do anything. They got put all this money in there. They got a decent front seven, and yet again, you couldn't do anything on defense. They're in a division in the NFC East with a lot of talented offenses. And if by this performance, I think they're going to get torched this season if they just repeat what they did.
Yeah, my question is, this division is home to a lot of good number 1 receivers.
Yeah,
Odell
exactly.
Beckham, Dez Bryant. Is Norman going to follow them around?
And Jordan Matthews.
Or is this a formula for teams to beat and avoid Norman? You know what I mean?
Even Jordan Matthews played well, in the Eagles' home opener with Carson Wentz. So
they look good.
He's probably the third. He's probably the 4th best, number 1 receiver. That's not a knock on him.
It's just you have Deshaun Jackson. He's been religiously good. You have Odell Beckham and Dez Bryant, who are top receivers in the league. So I get what you mean. It's just, I agree with you. They Cousins looked wacky to start the game. They just didn't have any offensive cohesiveness. The running game wasn't good. They had a lot of penalties. They had 9 for 55 yards. I mean, not a lot of yards, but a lot of penalties that stops momentum. And their drives, and they got killed in the red zone. They were 1 for 4 in the red zone for really their scores. You know what I mean? They had 2 drives early in the game that they really slowed down, you know what I mean? So, the Steelers' defense played well. They played well. They did. They looked a little lost at the very beginning of the game, but they took it upon themselves to really do more, And you just have to capitalize on those moments, you know what I mean? You can't take 2 back-to-back drives and come back with 6 points, then give up 14 the next quarter. You can't do that. Can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. Can't win with it,
Can't win with them. Can't do it.
Can't do it. So we were right in guessing that the Steelers were going to come away with the win in this one. I was wrong, and Jeremiah was right in the next game.
Yes.
Sorry, were you going to say something?
Yes, I was.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No.
Oh, nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, well, we'll take our first break. We'll come back. We will recap the nightcap game. Recap the nightcap.
Recap the nightcap.
Yeah, you like that? So we'll do that real quick. Take a break, come back, talk Niners, Rams, here at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And we're back here at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. Now, Jeremiah, I want to say that I've watched worse games in the NFL. I want to say that. I want to say I've watched more boring games in the NFL. I want to say that I have been more bored watching games in the NFL, but I just don't know if I can do that. The LA Rams lost their first game as the LA Rams since the 1994 season to the home San Francisco 49ers and rival San Francisco 49ers, 28-0. Case Keenum threw for a brisk 130 yards on 17 completions, 2 interceptions. Todd Gurley ran for 47 yards, as you said. Kenny Britt was a leading receiver with 4 receptions for 67, but one of those was for 22 yards. So if you take that away, that's 3 for 45. From there, the next goes to 23, 15, 13, 8, 7, 2, and -5. He split the ball around to 8 people, but as you can see from the stat line, it doesn't sound like it was very vertical, more horizontal, which is very much their style of play. Their defense didn't look amazing. There was a couple easily dropped interceptions. I was like, dude, if your offense is going to suck, you might as well play defense. But no, I guess they didn't want to do that. And my favorite stat of the night is they punted the ball 10 times for a gross net of 431 yards. 431, an average of 43.1 yards a punt. Obviously, if you're good at math, you knew that before I said it. They landed 4 punts within the 20, but as long as you are losing like that, nobody cares. Now, the San Francisco 49ers didn't look amazing on offense. Gabbert was 22 for 35, 170 yards and 1 touchdown. Carlos Hyde looked not bad. I mean, 88 yards and 2 touchdowns, 23 yards carry. He did have space. Again, it's like they were playing, a college team. It looked like half the time. I'm not going to try and take away from their win. They did play well. Jeremy Curley was their leading receiver, weirdly enough, with 7 catches for 61 yards. Somebody who's been there for a half a week. Quentin Patton had 60 yards, showing some life. But from there, again, 18 yards on 2 receptions, 1 for 15, 2 for 14, and a touchdown for Vance McDonald. Your quote-unquote, I'm putting air quotes, number 1 receiver, Torrey Smith, with 2 for 13. Carlos Hyde had 2 for 5, and even Blaine Gabbert got in the reception game, 1 for -16.
It was a completion to himself.
Batted down, yeah. Sean Drawn, I don't know who thought that was a smart way to do that name, but last name's Drawn, let's name him Sean. Rhymes. He had a fumble, but he did have a touchdown also in the game. The defense did look good, though. Like I said, 2 picks. Navarro Bowman played well. He had 1 of those interceptions. Ray Armstrong had the other. But we're talking punts. Bradley Pinion had 7 of his own for 319 with an average of 45.6, and he only put 1 in the 20.
Yeah.
That's horrible when the opponent's putting 4.
He was the guy that ran Andy Lee out of town. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was the guy.
And you can only put 1 in the 20.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if they averaged this by punters, the Rams would have won this one, okay? 4 in the 20 with a long of 54. That's better than 1 in the 20 with a long of 52. But the biggest thing to me, and this is why it was such a god-awful game to watch, the Rams, they were 3 for 15 on 3rd down, and the Niners were 8 for 17. That's better, but that, man, do you know how many incompletions there were in this game? 17 for 35 and 2 for 35. And this is the worst thing. Again, like I'm not trying to take anything away from a win for the Niners. If you win into every game this year like this, you look horrible doing it. You still won every game. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen.
Hey, a win's a win.
That's not going to happen. Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. A win's a win.
This isn't college football. You don't have to look nice doing it.
But, right, there's no rankings. The Rams averaged 3.2 yards a pass. The Niners, 4.9. Dear God, sir. Yards per rush, 2.8. 3.6.
Oh, man.
Penalties, 10 for 102, LA.
Yeah, they look. The Rams looked really undisciplined last night.
And the possessions weren't even that far off, 27-50 to 32-10. That's only about 4 minutes apart. Like, roughly, you know what I mean? 28 first downs to 10 in favor of the Niners. Like, I'll let you go ahead. I want to hear a perspective from somebody who didn't absolutely sit there in misery watching it. Because this game was boring. It was. I'm sorry.
I think the reason why I didn't think it was boring is because I watched it.
You watched it as a fan.
I watched it as one.
Were you drunk?
One. I watched.
Maybe that was entertaining. My buddy had to turn the game off.
One. Okay, I was watching it as a fan, and then two, I was watching it at a sports bar. No, I was not drunk. I had to drive home, so obviously.
Were you nice and full of food though? Because that makes it a little better.
I was nice, full of food.
Some potato skins, some mozzarella sticks, stuff like that.
I watched it at Twin Peaks in Sacramento.
Oh yeah, you told me you were gonna go there.
Yeah, so I got some nachos, some wings, and a burger.
What kind of burger?
They have a burger called the Hangover Burger, and what it is, no, I'm being for real. This is like probably the best burger they have there.
I was laughing at the name. Yeah.
I know I laughed at it too when I saw it, but it is thebomb.com. Like, I don't say that on the air a lot.
You've never said that, you weirdo.
But yeah, it was. I don't know. Just go look at the menu, guys. I don't want to.
You don't remember what's in it?
Oh yeah, it's basically a patty, fried egg.
I love burgers with egg on it.
Fried egg, lettuce, tomatoes, and I added avocado to it.
That's pretty breakfast oriented.
Yeah,
I guess that'd be a hangover burger.
But anyways, getting back to this game, the biggest thing that stood out to me, when watching it, I did watch it as a fan, but don't worry, I did watch it as an analyst too, was that the Niners were very disciplined last night. Don't get me wrong, their offense was terrible. Blaine Gabbert, oh my God, the throws that he made,
yeah.
I was like, really? Kaepernick is sitting down for this guy? Really? Kaepernick couldn't beat this guy? Wow. But Carlos Hyde.
That's the way you said that. This guy?
Yeah, that's what I said. And don't get me started. I'm going to talk about Jared Goff in a minute.
Okay.
But Carlos Hyde, dude.
You mean Case Keenum?
No.
You actually want to talk about Goff?
No. I'm going to, a little bit later.
Oh,
but I want to talk about the Niners first.
Okay.
But Carlos Hyde, he had 22 attempts for over 90 yards. I'm telling you right now, for the Niners to win games, Carlos Hyde is going to have to run it 30 to 40 times, and I don't think Carlos Hyde can do that. Remember, this is a guy that's injury prone. He had a lot of concussion problems last season. So that kind of worries me a little bit. And the offense, it doesn't look as fast as it anticipated to be.
No, I mean, like you said,
the leading
really.
receiver was a guy that just got there like last week. Like, what is that about? But I don't know. It's just
but I don't know. I mean, I know what you mean about the plays. They had 77 plays.
Yeah.
And a possession of 32 minutes and 10 seconds,
and they only have 320 yards.
Yeah. No offense. I don't want to I'm not trying to ruin your happiness for them winning or anything. I'm not trying to down your parade, anything like that. I just think that neither of these teams can win many games playing the way they're playing.
No.
The Rams play the Seahawks
honestly,
next week.
Yeah, and then the Niners play the Panthers.
Yeah, luckily the Rams are in L.A., but then again, they play well in Seattle. It's weird. I could see them winning that game, and I wouldn't be surprised because that's what they've done the last few seasons. They win every once in a while.
The Rams are probably going to get out to such a slow start, and then they're going to rally to get to 8-8, and Jeff Fisher's still going to keep his job.
And Jared Goff is going to have a good end of the year, and maybe he's going to be like, the future's here.
Yeah, okay.
The Niners, I mean, my buddy was saying, I felt bad, but my buddy's he's like, this is miserable because he doesn't like the Niners from the start. And he's like, well, they got to make sure they get all their celebration out now because who knows how much they're going to do this year. He's trying to just to play it down. But, yeah, they played the NFC reigning champions who they've had problems with when they were a good team, the Niners, like a solid team, let alone how their defense, like you said, looked good. But they were playing against a team that literally went 3 for 15 on defense or offense on third down. You know what I mean? So I can't judge how good they're going to be. Just like I can't judge how good the Redskins defense will be because they faced a very good offense.
Yeah, remember this is week 1, so of course
Exactly,
a lot of people are going to overreact a little
Mhm.
bit. So that's why it's like, okay, this is a good win to start off the year. Remember I said the Niners really needed a win to start off the year, and then they did it in dominating fashion. You know, they did it with defense. That was a star of the game, the defense for the 49ers, which looks really improved from last season. It looks really improved.
It looks improved.
It looks improved, and like I said earlier, the biggest thing for me was the Niners only had 2 penalties. The Rams looked like the most undisciplined team last night, getting 10 penalties
for
102
Oh
for
my
a
God.
whole for 3 more yards than a football field.
Yeah,
and then,
literally for almost it's more than half of their total offense.
Yeah, and then the Niners went 4 for 4 in the red zone, which was a huge stat to me that stood out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, Blaine Gabbert,
The Blaine train.
he made some plays with his feet. Don't get me wrong, he made plays with his feet, but man, some of the throws that he made, it's like, man,
What are you doing? He threw him into the ground. That one pick he almost threw right after the pick that
he should have had like 4 picks last night.
after the pick that the pick that Bowman had. The first play he almost threw one right to Tremaine Johnson. Like I don't know how Tremaine didn't catch it. Like the dude hit his hands and he kicked it. Like
That's why he
come
played
on.
defense. That's why he played defense.
Oh, exactly.
But anyways, I'm gonna talk about the Rams a little bit.
Go ahead.
So, Case Keenum is the reason why Jared Goff sit down. Really?
Well,
What
no.
are you thinking,
The reason why
guys?
Jared Goff is sitting right now is because they said he does not have the tight of a grasp on the playbook as they want their starting quarterback to have. Now, Keenum has that, but I mean, like I said, it was a horizontal passing game, and you don't want it. I've never heard that phrase before, like of a successful offense. Horizontal passing game. That's called a running game.
That doesn't even exist.
Exactly. He was
Horizontal
all
passing
sideways
game?
on the field.
No, it doesn't exist. I didn't even see a horizontal passing game. That's how bad it was. And I
didn't see much of a passing game.
I didn't know. The thing that surprised me though was that Todd Gurley, he played well against the Niners last season. Only he got held in check. 47 yards. 47 yards on 17 carries. That's actually impressive to me. And I thought Todd Gurley was going to be the key to this game. Fortunately, just couldn't do anything.
They couldn't get anything done, really.
Yeah, anything done. But really, though, I do think – I'm not saying the Rams should rush Goff, but honestly, they need Goff to start soon because if they keep playing like this, the Rams –
People are going to be pissed.
No one is going to go to a game in L.A. Are you kidding me? This is imagine if this game right here, the same score – was in L.A.
Their home opener.
Can
Oh
you
man, they
imagine
would have been
this?
getting booed.
Exactly. Can you imagine this? They would have ran the Rams out of town last night. They would have won. They would have wanted to ask for a return policy to St. Louis. You cannot perform like that. The Coliseum. So Rams.
They need to figure it out.
They need to figure it out quick and on a short week.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Keenum, obviously yes, but Goff went into this game as the inactive quarterback. Excuse me, quarterback. He'll probably be number 2 next week. And if he has another performance like this, Keenum's probably out. And Goff's
definitely.
starter by week 3.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're
I
playing
would be
week
surprised.
3.
I would be surprised if Goff is not the starter by week 5.
Oh yeah, I think by week 3, maybe 4. It really depends on this next week.
The same goes for Blaine Gabbert. I'm kidding. No.
LA will be playing Tampa Bay week 3, so I could see that as a good time to bring Goff in if he's ready. It remains to be seen that's going to be the case, but if he's ready, I could totally see that, especially if Keenum plays anything like he did last night against a better defense with the Seahawks.
But I think the best moment of the game is not anything from the Rams and Niners.
Before we take our last break, I love it.
It wasn't the best. The best moment of the game last night was Kevin Harlan announcing.
He's the radio announcer.
Yeah, for
Westward One.
Westward One. His announcing of a fan running on the field was just the best call I've ever heard in my life.
I wish I could play it for you guys.
I wish we could too.
Yeah, I don't have an audio file to do so, but yeah, you guys can go online and search it. I'm sure it's all over the place by now. It's hilarious.
My favorite part is that he's running down the 50. He's running down the 40. He's always taking off his shirt. He's pounding on his chest. The guy is drunk.
Yeah, I love it. I love the way he says it. It was so well done.
It was, and then like, dang, I forgot the guy he was announcing with, but
Kurt Warner.
it was a Kurt Warner. Okay,
Yeah.
it was Kurt Warner. Okay, and then after Kevin Harlan was done, he was like, "Whoo, man, it's the best thing that came out of the night."
And he's like, "This is the best that's happened all night." I was like, "That's what I'm talking about."
And then apparently Kurt Warner was like, "Whew, I'm ready for the last
11
final
minutes.
11, 31 to go. Let's go."
Yeah, I thought that was really funny too. Oh man.
So yeah, that was probably the best moment of the game.
Yeah, I saw that after the game, and I was happy again. Okay, well, hey, let's take our last break. We'll come back. We'll update the fans on the injury news that we have, and we will get out of here for the day. Sound good?
Yo, sounds phenomenal.
That was like a half a yes, a half a no. Like a yo. Is it a yes or a no, Jeremiah?
Yo.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes. All right, we'll take our last break here, and we'll be right back at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Welcome back to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast, and we got some unfortunate news regarding a couple players.
Yeah.
Wow, you sounded so excited.
Just the way you said that. We have unfortunate news.
Well, yeah, well, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Still going to be Cleveland, unfortunately.
Cleveland, just Cleveland.
No, I remember I texted you, well, the Browns are still Browning.
Yeah. It made me think of that episode of, you ever watch Friends?
No.
You ever watch Friends? Oh, you like it. I like your humor. It's like,
yeah.
It's a lot like mine.
Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to watch because it's such a older sitcom.
And it's a long series.
It's a long.
It's 10 years.
It's like for like 10 years. Yeah.
Well, there's a phrase called pulling a Monica, and that's like messing up. Wow. I just want to text you so bad and be like, yeah, they pulled a Monica, but you don't watch it, so you wouldn't have got it. You'd have been like, who's Monica?
I'm like, who's that again?
Who the heck is Monica? She's not on the Browns.
I would have been like, new phone, who this?
What number is he?
Okay. I'll be like, new phone, who this? I'm kidding. But anyways, yeah. It looks like the Robert Griffin III era in Cleveland.
It's off to a rocky start.
It might actually.
I don't think it's over.
You don't think it's over?
No, because you don't have to designate the person to return anymore.
It has definitely hit a snag in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It got snagged.
So, the thing is, though,
what?
Robert Griffin III, he is put on the injury reserve. Is not the short-term injury reserve, that is.
Well, they didn't designate him yet, so we don't know for sure if he's going to be on short-term or long-term.
Well, because he's supposed to be reevaluated in 4 weeks, and they'll go from there. But he injured his non-throwing shoulder in a contact play against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, and I saw the play when he got hurt. He literally ran into the guy. I'm like, Robert Griffin III needs to learn how to slide. He
did well earlier in the game. He went on bounds, and then he completely forgot everything he taught himself, and he ran right into it.
You got to be like Twitter, RG3. Just slide like you in the DMs, man. Just slide.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. I had to say that on here.
You didn't.
I know. Alex hates my references.
You are way too pop culture for me, kid.
He hates my references. I'm sorry. I'm a millennial. I can't take it. Okay.
Jeez.
But anyways, yeah, man. Robert Griffin III, his regimen as a Browns quarterback, man. You know what? You are right. I don't want to say it's going to come to the end, but
apparently he can come back around November as long as he only chipped a bone.
How good are the Browns going to be in November though?
Exactly. Why not bring your guy back in?
Yeah. Why don't you trade for like a?
They said they're not going to trade for anyone.
Really? Wow.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they said they're not going to go trade for some quarterback to quote unquote save their season. Because I mean, it's not going to. Who you going to trade for Joe Montana? You mean like who's going to save your season? All the good quarterbacks that take bad teams and turn them good are on those teams. Andrew Luck's taken, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Derek Carr's taken.
The guy that went before RG3, matter of fact.
Should have drafted Carson Wentz.
Yep. The thing is, though, the Browns could have had Carson Wentz. They could have had him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that really stuck out to me. It's like, wow.
But I understand the move they made.
No, I do
When you're
too.
rebuilding, you need draft picks.
I do too. But we saw Carson Wentz light it up against the Cleveland Browns, the team that was holding the number 2 pick before they traded it away to the Eagles. So it's kind of funny how that turned out. To me, the fact that Carson Wentz was playing the Browns, a team that I thought was going to draft them, ended up trading that pick away. I just thought that was kind of funny. But, yeah, man, so Griffin might not need surgery.
No, apparently it's a chip or a crack.
So that's a good thing on the good side.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's Josh McCown's turn now, he got the keys to the quarterback job.
Yeah, he's gonna start. Yeah. You think Cody Kessler's gonna get any time this year?
Oh, I think so. I think honestly,
with how the Brown seasons go, they get hurt, especially McCown.
Exactly.
No offense to the guy, I like McCown, but he's older.
No. I do think Cody Kessler will get some time as a starting quarterback because remember me and you thought he was going to be the star at the end of the year, and it looks like it's getting more of a possibility. Unfortunately, RG3 got hurt. I don't like to see players got hurt.
Yeah, I don't like to see guys get hurt.
Exactly, but I don't know,
opens
man.
the door.
RG3 needs to. He looked like he didn't learn at all from when his time with the Redskins. This is the same thing. He had trouble learning how to slide. He has to learn. He's not at college anymore, man.
Yeah, guys hit a lot harder now.
He's not at Baylor anymore. No. Okay.
It's not how it works. Learn to slide, kid.
So I remember, and the Cowboys were interested in acquiring Josh McCown, but the Browns were very reluctant, and this is the reason why they didn't do it. Because they knew RG3.
They knew he's injury prone.
Yep.
That's too bad. Like I said, I don't dislike RG3. I really don't. Dude's kind of a head case sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
and
just slide.
And RG3 hasn't completed a 16-game season since his rookie year when he won Rookie of the Year award.
He crawled through the end of that rookie season.
He did. Especially that playoff game. Yeah.
He limped through the end of that season. So, if you look at it that way, yeah. Now let's move to a team in the AFC West, move from the north to the west, and that's the Chargers. Keenan Allen, just as he comes back from a brutal injury, he has another brutal injury. That's just a shame,
Yeah, man, it is such a shame for the Chargers and Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen, such a good route runner, such a good receiver in general, really great weapon for Phil Rivers to have.
Their number receiver gone again.
Exactly, and it just like Keenan Allen. I remember when I texted you this news, I had a little sad face emoji. It's like, why are you so sad? It's like I like Keenan Allen, man.
Yeah.
I don't like when players get hurt, man.
I'll let you know when your fantasy team or something.
No, I almost did get him, but then I was like, no, because he's injury prone, and unfortunately, I was right. Fortunately, I was.
No, I told my dad not to draft him because of that same reason. I mean, you lose. Like, remember last year, a lot of the issues with the Chargers were injuries. Already
again.
You lost Stevie Johnson. You lost Keenan Allen.
Top 2 receivers right there.
Top 2 receivers gone.
Yeah.
Do you think they re-signed James Jones now?
I don't know.
Did he sign with anybody? I forget.
No, he hasn't signed anybody yet. And don't forget, remember, Joey Bosa. There was a vacant roster spot.
They signed him to it last night.
Yeah. So he's signed to that vacant roster spot now because of a hamstring injury.
Yeah, he was just they didn't want to rush him into
which is understandable because he missed
so much time.
He missed so much time, but man, I remember Keenan Allen. He was on the injury reserve list last year. He suffered a lacerated kidney. Wow.
So did Luck. I feel like that. Like, where's that coming from?
The year that Keenan Allen was having, he was freaking phenomenal. I think he was like second in the league in receptions. And imagine if the Chargers would have stayed healthy the last season, they would have had probably a better year. I don't know what they would have finished, but it would have been a lot better than 4-12. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, it's just. You can never predict this kind of stuff, and it's just a shame that it happened week 1. I mean, especially non-contact, I mean, that's just it's just another case of a guy that unfortunately he can't stay healthy. You know what I mean? It's it's frustrating, I imagine, for teams. But
even Keenan Allen had trouble with injuries when he was at Cal too. So
yeah, exactly.
It college.
And so it's a shame. You have a lot of guys in the NFL that had careers that have gotten cut short because they can't stay healthy, and you're like, man, what could have been?
Mm-hmm.
Javid Best looked really good those few years he was in the league, and he just couldn't stay healthy from the concussions. Which that's a whole nother thing. But you have guys, Bo Jackson. He didn't always get hurt, but he had that one injury in the prime of his time. Like what could have been. So you just never know, and it's a shame to see him get hurt. You hope that he can come back from this.
Yeah, Keenan Allen's only 24, so he's still young. So there's still some hope that he can still produce. And he suffered a knee injury with just over 2 minutes left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Over 2 minutes left in the game, and it was a long contact injury. And I don't know. I just don't like seeing star players get hurt. I just want everybody to play, at full speed. And completely healthy. It's sad to see players get hurt, man. Any player for that matter, because you want the top players to play every snap in every game. But unfortunately, it just doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, and then hopefully he comes back healthy and plays next year. And doesn't get hurt. He's a really good player when he does play well. Not play well, but when he's not hurt. He's proven that. So the Chargers are back to the drawing board.
Yes, they are. But before we let you guys go, we got a little bit of news from this morning.
Yeah.
You're so excited. You're so excited to get to it.
I am so excited, man. I wish the jerseys were in Madden already. All of the Color Rush jerseys have been unveiled for this year and or upcoming appearance. Like the Lions unveiled theirs, but I don't think they have a game in which they're wearing it this year.
No, it's because they're playing on Thanksgiving. So I don't. The Thanksgiving games don't correlate with the Color Rush
because they always wear throwbacks.
Yeah, so that is exempt from the Color Rush. But anyways, get back to it.
Yeah, so they unveiled every jersey, and they unveiled the games in which the teams are wearing them. So if you want to look those up, of course, I'll tell you the teams in which that are playing and using them. The Jets at the Bills, which is the 9/15. That's going to be this weekend. That's Thursday. That's the Thursday night game.
This Thursday,
yeah.
This Thursday.
Texans at Patriots. We saw the Patriots have a pretty cool kind of looks like a mix of their red throwbacks from the 80s and now kind of looking deal. That's cool. The Texans just have their blue home ones with the blue pants. The Dolphins and the Bengals. The Bengals have some cool ones because they're white. It's like a white tiger look. I wish they would have changed the helmet because the helmet kind of throws it off. The Dolphins.
It really does, yeah.
The Dolphins is ugly. It's all orange. The Cardinals have a hybrid of that black jersey they wore, a couple times through the years. And the Niners have a black one too, so I'm not sure.
Well,
if one of them
they
won't wear
they
it.
wore those last year.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that actually counts.
Well, typically both teams wear Color Rush jerseys. That's why the problem last year with the people, those of fans that are colorblind.
They should wear all gold.
Oh God, no, that's taken already by the Jaguars. Yeah. Broncos at Chargers. The Chargers have a lighter blue in the normal home jersey, and the Broncos are a weird orange I've never seen them wear before. It's like 80s orange. It's like Orange Crush orange. It's not like the orange they have now. Bears at Packers. The Packers have a cool all-white jersey. The Bears are going all blue. Jaguars and Titans. We've seen that already. The Titans wear their Carolina blue. The Jaguars have that off-gold, pretty cool-looking one. The Falcons and the Buccaneers have very similar jerseys. I read somewhere one of them is going to have to wear white on that game, I think. They're both red jerseys, or unless the Falcons wear black ones. But that was the issue. Is the color aspect.
That's why some of the teams have similar color schemes.
Yeah.
The other team's gonna wear white. One of them has to.
Yeah, so only one team gets to wear the Color Rush. Browns at Ravens. The Browns have just an all brown looking uniform. The Ravens have all purple. Saints at Panthers. The Saints ones are cool. It's like totally Archie Manning looking Saints jerseys, all white. The Panthers have their all Carolina blue. The Cowboys opted for the white with those blue sleeves. So all white there, other than the sleeves, of course. Facing the Vikings, who are going all purple. The Raiders and the Chiefs are cool because the Raiders are all white, totally AFC, silver numbers, totally AFL old school. The Chiefs go all red. The Rams and the Seahawks. The Rams are going to be wearing those. I think they're going to go all white this game because they have those god-awful all yellow ones. But the Seahawks somehow have worse, and it's that all neon green.
Why are you hating on the Seahawks jersey, man?
It's ugly, man. It's
Dude,
ugly.
why are you hating on it?
It's ugly.
Come on.
It's ugly.
Come on, man.
And sorry, I forgot to mention the dates, too. So 9/22 for the Patriots. That's actually the That's not this weekend. It's next week. My birthday. 9/29 for the Dolphins-Bengals. October 6th, my birthday, for the Cardinals-Niners. October 13th, Broncos-Chargers. October 20th, Bears-Packers. October 27th, Jaguars-Titans. November 3rd, Falcons-Buccaneers. November 10th, Browns-Ravens. November 17th, Saints-Panthers. December 1st, Cowboys-Vikings. December 8th, Raiders-Chiefs. Now I'm back up to date. December 15th, now I'm back to where I was, Rams-Seahawks. The one I like a lot, all black Eagles jerseys against all white 80s looking, Jeff Hostetler, looking Phil Simms white Giants jerseys. That's December 22nd. And then on Christmas, the Ravens and the Steelers play. Steelers have a nice all black pants, which I've never seen before. And then the black jersey is like they used to have throwback a couple years ago with the white sleeves, the yellow sleeves, the yellow helmets. Beautiful looking jersey. The Ravens, I don't know if they're going to wear white or the purple. Again, for those to differentiate, it's hard to do. So when you're colorblind. So we'll see how exactly that goes. But dude, I'm excited.
So your least favorite one is the Seattle Seahawks. My least favorite one is the Washington Redskins.
That one's pretty bad too. Yeah, but see, they're not on this list for this year. So like the Lions aren't wearing theirs this year. They unveiled them it's pretty much their jerseys for when they decide to wear them.
Okay.
So not every team. These are all those are all the games that they will be used. This year. So no Redskins this year. No.
Thank goodness for that.
Right. No. Let's see another one. No Lions for the Color Rush jersey. No Redskins. I think the
Colts.
The Panthers might not have.
I don't know. I don't think the Colts are wearing
the Colts. There was a rumor when it first got announced that the Colts game was going to be the one that the Steelers wore their Color Rush jerseys for, but apparently one team would have had to wear white. So I don't know why it got changed, but the Colts aren't actually on here either. Yeah.
So, all right. So why you gotta hate on the Seahawks jersey, man?
It's just ugly, man. I don't want to see
some. Why you gotta hate on it?
It's neon green from head to toe.
What's wrong with that?
That's ugly. That's so gross.
Man, dude, in the words of YG, why you always hating? Why you always hating?
Because that's gross, Holmes.
Okay,
that's just nasty.
Hey, it's nasty. All right, well, anyways, I think that concludes our show. We got to get out of here, man.
We do. As always, you can find us on gsmcpodcast.com as well as on Twitter and Instagram at gsmc_football. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and Google Play, as well as on YouTube and Facebook if you search GSMC Sports Podcast. And don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow to preview any college football that's going on. I think there's a Thursday game.
Yeah.
It might be a Wednesday game. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But we'll be back to talk all the fun in football, any news that comes out between now and then.
Yes. We'll be right back with the action-packed episode for you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. As always, I'm Alex.
And I'm Jeremiah, guys.
And we will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.